This episode of Penn Point starts right now. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Audible.com. So this guy got in touch with me through our mutual agents, and his name is Matthew Chapman, and he's written a lot of cool books and he's done a lot of cool movies, and he's a director, writer, he's everything. And he's also, man, he is Darwin's great-great-grandson through his maternal, great-great-grandson. And he's also big atheist, big evolution guy. And he got in touch with me about this movie he did called The Ledge. And it's a drama, and it's pro-atheist. And he asked me weeks ago to watch it. Wanted me to, talk about it. Also, I think sincerely wanted me to see it. Same thing with Teller. And I didn't get a chance to. I had the book coming out. I'm working on the disco show. I got the Penn and Teller show. I got my children. And I don't get a chance to watch movies very often. But I finally went on iTunes and got a rental of it. Had a bunch of friends over the other night, and we watched The Ledge. And Liv Tyler is topless in it, and boy, I love that. Boy, she's very, very attractive. I like Liv Tyler. And I also liked watching a movie where I guessed that most of the actors in it were atheists. I just thought that, it just made me feel cool. It made me feel like I'm a little bit of a club. Not a tribe, a club. There's a big difference. A tribe, you're born into a club you choose to join. And I kind of like that clubby atmosphere. And so I liked all that about it. And then he's got, his bad guy, his antagonist, is a born-again fundamentalist Christian, and his good guy is an atheist. And they have conversations back and forth, and it's not the kind of atheism that I want to be part of. His atheism, the lead character's atheism, comes from bitterness, comes from losing his daughter, comes from being alone. The atheist drinks, the atheist is bitter, and I don't think atheism comes from that. My kind of atheism comes from I had so much love as a child, everything's so wonderful that I don't need anything beyond, as opposed to everything is so terrible here, how could God have done that? And the atheist character also says that he would lie to a dying child and say he was going to heaven. We see him lie to a woman, a maid at the hotel he works at. He lies to her about a relative of hers going to heaven. He lies to her. And the implication to me is that he lies to her because of her station. I mean, she's a maid, so somehow she couldn't handle the truth about atheism. Or maybe the point is that she's in a lot of pain. Let's do the more charitable one. But it seemed a little bit condescending, like children and these people are okay to believe in heaven, but we people don't have to. And we don't have to because there's such horror in the world. And all of it comes down to, Christians judge people and are anti-gay, and therefore we're atheists, which I don't think is the point at all. I don't think you make your theology, whether there's a God or not, is not based on how people who are religious act, because most people who are religious act wonderfully and treat people wonderfully. And then the movie goes on. It's a well-done movie, and I also love the African-American character goes through some real changes in learning what love means. And I actually was more interested in his story than the character that's on the screen the most. And it's also, you could argue that the arc of the African-American character is the most important one anyways, and is supposed to be, but I did like him. And but the atheist, at the end of the movie, not to ruin it for you, makes what I believe is a really irrational decision. He's backed into a corner that isn't really a corner and could get out of it. More importantly to me about the movie, the Christian character, the antagonist, the bad guy, is not in any way a bad guy. I mean, and he's not a bad guy because he's Christian. he breaks the Christian rules in order to do the bad stuff he does. And there's a little bit of a wiggle thing in there where he says he's Old Testament and not New Testament, and the Old Testament says that these kinds of people should die, and therefore he'll do it. But you know, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that says vengeance is mine and that the Lord will take care of that. And there's a lot of kind of anti-vigilante things in the Bible. And it seems like the movie cherry picks the stuff about kind of reverse cherry picks. I guess you could say shit picks parts of the Bible to make it look bad. But the actions of the antagonist are the actions of someone under a great deal of pressure who is unstable, who does something very bad. But they are not the actions of a Christian. They are not the actions caused by religion. They are actions of an individual. And the movie works without atheism in it at all. In other words, just a husband who's jealous about his wife could do all these actions without any of the religious stuff. And the lead character, the atheist character, could do all of his stuff without atheism. And the argument about where are you willing to die for what you believe, and the atheist is willing to die for what he believes, and that's the discussion of it, is the atheist willing to die for what he believes, seems to not have a theological basis. It seems to be it's a drama, it's a fine movie, but I didn't see the philosophical stuff as being really intertwined. It didn't feel to me like an atheist movie. It felt to me like a movie with an atheist in it. And even though Matthew Chapman is an atheist and sees this as an atheist movie, it didn't really wash over me that way. In other words, life is not the good guy and God is not the bad guy. When I'm saying this, you have to understand it's coming from someone who has a very specific point of view about atheism and thinks about it an awful lot. So I think if you don't obsess about atheism and obsess about theology, then the movie probably is a great atheist movie. It's called The Ledge by Matthew Chapman, and you get to see Liv Tyler's tits. Woohoo! Oh, she's great. Audible.com is the leading provider of downloadable digital audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. Audible has over 75,000 titles to choose from to be downloaded to your iPod, MP3 player, and played back anywhere, anytime. Choose from books in every genre: science fiction, thrillers, drama, comedy, business, history, and more. Go to audiblepodcast.com/penpoint to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, go to audiblepodcast.com/penpoint for your free audiobook.